Next up, we have CrossFit superstar and functional medicine student Julie Foucher coming up. Let's give her a warm welcome. So you got 1 year left of school.
I do.
So why functional medicine?
Well, I was about in my third year of medical school.
Yep. How many years are there again?
Well, there's 4,
Okay.
but mine was a little bit longer.
Okay.
Because of CrossFit and my program, we do a little bit of research, so it was a little longer than 4. It was 6. But I was in my third year, and I had already been competing in CrossFit for some time. I had been through my first years of medical school, and I had seen that what I was learning in medical school wasn't really helping people be healthy. It was helping fix problems, put Band-Aids on problems, and get people back to their baseline. And so I was frustrated by that, and I knew a lot of things to be true about how you make people healthy from my own experience in doing CrossFit. And I go to medical school at the Cleveland Clinic. There was a talk by Dr. Mark Hyman about functional medicine, and I had kind of heard about it but wasn't sure, and I kind of went on a whim. And he explained functional medicine, and for me it was like this light bulb went off, and I said, this is how medicine should be practiced. This is everything that I know to be true about the body, biology, mechanistically, everything that I've experienced myself to be true. It finally put a framework to it and made it make sense.
And so what are the similarities in your mind between CrossFit and functional medicine?
Well, it's funny because the same sort of light bulb went off when I went to my first CrossFit seminar and I learned about the theory and the methodology of CrossFit. It was like finally someone could explain to me fitness in a way that made sense. And so I think that they're very similar sort of revolutions. And it really gets back to the root cause. That's what functional medicine is all about. And with CrossFit, it's kind of taking people back to their roots, the way that they were designed to move, the way our bodies are meant to move.
And so what has med school taught to you about movement and the way you move?
Not a lot. Really, yeah, probably less than even we learn about nutrition, which is really not a lot. You need to exercise, and that's it. And there's really no explanation beyond that.
And so what do you think CrossFit brings in terms of exercise that other forms of exercise don't? Why it's so appealing to you personally?
I think there's a lot of reasons. I think, for one, it's effective. It's using functional movements the way that our bodies were designed to use. Again, done at high intensity, which is relative to the individual, and then you're constantly varying it. So you have constantly different stimulus, and your body has to adapt to it. I think one of the most powerful things about CrossFit for me is the community, and that's where I've really realized the power of community on health and on happiness and well-being, and I think that that's a hugely important part of it.
So taking a step back, what do you say to people, you're trained to be a doctor, some people will say, well, CrossFit's dangerous. What do you say to those people?
Right. Well, it's interesting listening to Dr. Jaffe's talk last night. I think CrossFit is one of those labels that you say, and then people have these very strong emotional responses to. It's like saying paleo or saying vegan, where they either love it or they think it's dangerous. And I think a lot of times those claims come from a lack of understanding of what it really is, and maybe fear. And I think that if you really understand what it is and how it is infinitely scalable to anyone, whether it's, I've seen a 99-year-old person do it, and I've seen elite athletes do it, and everyone in between, and it's scalable to the individual. I think that it's highly beneficial. Yeah.
Well, talk to me a little bit about that community. You mentioned the 99-year-old and then the youngin'. Like, what's special about the community, and what's the relationship between, you think, health and community as we look forward, as you look to combine CrossFit and health? Yeah.
I think that it's very unique because it brings together people from all walks of life. You can go to the CrossFit gym